Hello, and welcome to You Write, the podcast where creativity meets community.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Rachel.
Each week on You Write, we challenge our listeners to write a story in just 30 minutes using 3 of 5 randomly generated words.
It's a fun and fast-paced exercise to spark your imagination and get those creative juices flowing.
We'll read your submissions, offer feedback, and discuss the unique twists and turns of each story.
Whether you're an aspiring author or just love a good tale, You Write is your place to explore the endless possibilities of storytelling.
So grab some magazines and some scissors, settle yourself in front of some construction paper with some, glue. Paste, yeah. And let's dive off into this week's stories.
And remember, the only limit is your imagination. And 30 minutes. Let's see what you got.
So how's it going?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah. Was it last week that I made that confession?
Yes.
Well, since that happened, I also confessed it to my brother, and he actually applauded me. He thought I had made the right choice. So I feel so much better. I feel kind of like a badass now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
After having some time to think about what you did, I think that it's fine.
Thank you.
Because of the days to just skip out, day one basically always amounted to, here's your syllabus, now get out of here.
Exactly.
So that could be done in an email.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you basically did everyone a favor.
Yeah, except for that I didn't tell them that there was no class.
Yeah, that's that's mildly cruel.
Yeah, but anyway, thank you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, so I did go to the first day of class on Thursday, or our first day, and it was fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good turnout.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everybody was there.
Everybody eager to learn.
Everybody. I wouldn't say eager, but they're willing to be prodded. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, and I'm in my plant era.
Yeah?
Yeah. You should see my house these days.
Is it just verdant?
It's verdant. It's a verdant pasture. Yes.
Pasture.
It's plantastic.
Cool. What's your favorite?
Well, my favorite is probably the one that is thriving the most just because it's easy, and that's the pothos.
Oh, yeah.
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 But I have a maidenhair fern.
Ooh.
Which I think I might have killed.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to revive her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let us know how she's doing.
I will.
Keep us informed.
I shall. I'm trying to I think I have like 20 plants.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I downloaded an app where I can keep track of them and to keep track of their care.
Oh.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, can you
share that?
Yes, please.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm actually about to build a potting table for our next season. So it's essentially just a table with like slats on it. So you can just like dump soil into pots and it falls through the slats into a bucket that catches the leftovers. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I'm going to make that probably next week if it decides to warm up a little bit. But yeah, we're about to get started on our garden. So
exciting.
It is. Yeah. Yay. I know Kim has big plans.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. If you ever do an in-ground garden, check out the square foot gardening method.
What's that?
It's essentially you split up your amount of space that you have in the ground or in your garden bed, whatever it is, into like square foot sections. And with this method, it'll tell you, 1 tomato per square foot or 6 radishes per square foot. So it allows you to maximize the amount of yield that you get with the space that's available to you.
Cool.
It is cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So we're going to, I think, give that a try this season and see how it works for us.
That sounds awesome.
It does.
What all are y'all planning?
Oh, I know we'll have at least one variety of tomatoes. We've tried tomatillos in the past, but a wide variety of peppers, I know. Like we've done bell peppers, aji peppers, jalapeno peppers, and we did really well with Anaheim peppers last season. But,
oh yeah, because she made all that salsa.
Well, the Anaheims aren't really good for salsa.
Oh, okay.
They actually work as a kind of mildly spicy bell pepper. But that's what they make rellenos, chili rellenos, or sometimes out of Anaheim and other times out of ancho peppers, which we tried and they didn't do wonderful. But they were also in a bad spot, so
yeah,
we weren't really fair for them.
Oh, okay.
Fair to them. But
wow. Sad.
Habanero peppers.
Love me a habanero.
Serrano peppers, I think.
Yes.
And maybe some chile de árbol. Be good.
Awesome. So peppers.
Lots of peppers.
Tomatoes.
Yeah. Cucumbers always did really well for us. So I'd really like to give cucumbers a try again. They grow really great on a lattice.
Yeah.
Watermelons, if we can start them early enough. Because last season we planted them, but it was too late, so they never had a chance to yield anything for us.
Are you gonna try to make a giant one for the fair to enter?
No.
Okay.
Just to eat.
Cool.
Yeah. But orange and red watermelons. That list goes on. We did really well with radishes last season.
I remember that.
Fresh radishes.
Yeah.
They're tasty.
Get me a fresh radish.
Yeah.
Yum.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gardens. Gardening are us. Gardening are we.
Yes.
We are gardening.
We are garden.
Yes, we are. Okay, so what story did we decide to read this week?
This week, we decided to read Shelter by Stevelivingroom. And welcome back, Steve.
Welcome back. We missed you last week.
Yes, we did. So, this is Shelter by Stevelivingroom. I can't take it anymore. This roller coaster of emotion and thoughts. It's overwhelming. It's building, getting strong, and going to destroy me. I need shelter from my own thoughts and feelings. How can a single woman find peace in this fucked up world? I can't afford a salon day. What am I supposed to do? My mom has Alzheimer's. It's not officially diagnosed, but I know. She asked me who that nice lady that went into my house was. It was my wife, who she's known for 20 years. I'm scared. I know what the next few years will look like. My mom's mom had it and suffered terribly. I still remember Grandma transformed from an almost too good to be true grandma who donated 10,000 hours plus to community service, knitted booties, mittens, and caps for preemie babies. My grandma, who I shared a birthday with, she called it Our Day. She had the sweetest laugh to go with her beautiful, caring disposition. She was a shell of a human being at the end, withered, confused, angry, and sad. The music in my head builds to a crescendo. I look around frantically for help. My sisters? They don't care enough. They have lives they are living and have pushed Mom away emotionally, not to mention geographically. I'm lost. The music, the storm, the confusion. My job is chaotic. Teaching at an alternative high school in a poor district in a state that is rich yet has completely underfunded its educational system. I'm poor, stressed, and freaking out. I need a new job that pays better and is less stressful. Good fucking luck with that in Colorado. I'm still looking and not giving up. I could ask Mom's doctor, but he would just send me to some group therapy where people I can't relate to try to make themselves martyrs of their own lives. I love my therapist, but can't afford her more than once a month. Journaling? This is about the limit of my cognitive ability to write right now. Meditation? I try. I really do. It just has never worked for me. Running? That is my meditation. I wish I could run. My pulled calf is still not healed. At my age, I need to give it all the time it needs. I have gotten back into biking and swimming instead. Thank God the rec center is cheap and on the way home. Art? I love art, but can't seem to get going. I'm scatterbrained and in an emotional tornado. Back to writing. That is healing. I can just pour my emotions and not care who sees it or what they think about it. I signed up for a writer's workshop starting next month. That will help me get back into my novel. I like it, but just need help keeping it going. And this group. I'm back writing here. This is a safe space to write and vent. Even though I'm supposed to make up a short story, I feel everyone here will help me process what I'm going through and support me. Thank you for reading. The music has calmed. My heart rate is down. I'm at peace for a while. I have what I need to weather this storm. Exercise, writing, and being emotionally detached from my mom's situation when I need to, being present when I need to do that. I can do it. I will do it. I'm all over the place, but as my therapist said, I'm doing what I need to in my life. I will always try. Taking care of myself is my shelter. It just gets tough sometimes.
Well done. Good reading.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
And good writing, Steve.
That was almost flawless. Yes. Good job, Steve. So this seems very personal. Well, I mean, it seems personal, but also based on Steve's commentary after what he wrote. Mm-hmm. He kind of verified that it is personal.
Yeah, kind of laid it all out there. Yeah.
Yeah. And Steve, I just want you to know that I relate. I have been through this and I relate. And basically, one thing you said, like being emotionally detached from a situation when I need to, that kind of resonated with me, but I don't know if I would describe my own reaction as emotionally detached as much as it was just like in denial, you know, and just like, no, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. You know?
Yeah.
And just like, pushing forward that way. But there's so many different approaches that you could take. But I think the main thing is that every single day you get up and you do your best. And that is how you will not have regret. As for your sisters, well, if I were them, I would definitely have regret being like, pushing her away emotionally or something.
Yeah, just being unavailable.
Yeah, being unavailable. Main thing is that if you did that, according to what I'm kind of like sensing from your vibe, if you did that, you would feel regret, but you're not doing that. So I think as long as you get up every day and, you know, do your best, then that's how you like can feel good about it in the future. But yes, at the time, it is a total shit show.
Yeah, and all you can do is weather it.
Right.
Yeah. And like you said, just do your best. Mm-hmm. And some days that's not going to feel like it's enough.
Right.
But it's all you can do. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's the only way to not have regrets about it.
Yeah.
Is to just put it all out there.
Yep. Put it all out there. Don't hold yourself back from being there for her in whatever way she needs or whatever way you can.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I will say there were some moments in here that really worked, that really, really worked. I like this kind of recurring list of emotions that we get. Mm-hmm. Withered, confused, angry, and sad. And then poor, stressed, and freaking out. Mm-hmm. Like just having these sets of emotions show up in this format repeatedly really does work. Yeah. And it really shows that this is hard. This is hard for, in this case, this character to get through this and to just out loud say these things, or on the page in this case, say these things and these emotions that they're experiencing. I think really works. And I think that's a great way to show a healthy character that they can recognize that this is what they are. Yeah. And yeah, I think I just really liked that, and I really liked that it comes up more than once, this list of emotions that our character is feeling. Yes. And I really liked the line, "I'm scatterbrained and in an emotional tornado." I really like that. And because it was following the question art, I love art, but I can't seem to get going. And as the reader, I wanted to shout to the author right there. It's like, use that. Use that scatterbrained, that emotional tornado, and just ride with it. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of what this work here is just
riding the wave.
Just riding the wave. Yeah. You can get some really magical, very true things out of states like that. It may not always be coherent, but there will be pieces, there will be snippets of genius in there because it's such truth.
For sure.
There's such truth that can come from chaos and those emotions like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because nothing is like edited or screened, filtered.
Yeah.
It's kind of like unfiltered. It's just like, this is what, it's not polished. It's just like, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And life is not polished. So
no.
to get that unpolished, raw, unfiltered emotion and that onto a page or onto a canvas or whatever art may represent in the case of this line, I think there's some really cool things that can come out of that chaos and that unsuredness. So
absolutely. And I know that I'm not here to offer advice, but I just wanted to mention that one thing that I have tried to do, because I've learned from other people that that's a helpful thing to do, and I've been successful a few times, and I'm trying to do more, is, this is going to sound crazy, but find humor in the situation. Somehow find something to laugh about. And whenever I do that, it just offers so much levity. It just is like very, very therapeutic. So I feel like finding the things that, like my family member who I took care of in this state, I would often find them laying on the floor, not able to get up, laughing like a complete insane person, like loudly, like crying, laughing. And then I think about that sometimes, and then I laugh my ass off. And I'm like, that was hilarious. And I told them, I was like, you know what? Because at the time, I did not find it funny. Okay, it was kind of amusing, but at the time, I was having to get this person up off the floor, and this person was big. Okay, and I would be like, you know what? You spend half the day laying on the floor laughing. What are you doing with your life? I was just like, but then I think back about it, and it makes me like laugh out loud sometimes, and it's just so like, it's so healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we're not here for advice, so I'll just offer an anecdote or my own personal experience, I guess. So I took a psychology class back when I was in college.
Right.
And one thing that always stuck with me was there were, I want to say it was a pair of psychologists that were working together, and their whole shtick was studying facial expressions and trying to quantify facial expressions and exactly like what this face represents emotionally. And they got so specific because there's so many muscles in the face. They got to the point where it's like they were trying to flex very specific muscles to try and show this emotion without actually feeling this emotion. And in doing this experiment, comes to find out that even just activating those facial muscles that you use to express these emotions will make you feel these emotions.
Yeah.
So one thing that I found myself doing ever since then is if I'm mad, sad, something like if my emotions aren't in check.
Yeah.
What I try to do is relax every single muscle in my face, and oh my God, it helps.
Wow.
It really helps. Just try to pull all energy away from your face.
Oh, yeah.
And just let it be as neutral as possible. And then from there, you can replace whatever emotion you had.
Because you got like a blank slate.
And then you can just smile or grin. Just turn up one side of your mouth, like in a kind of one-sided grin.
Yeah.
And suddenly you kind of feel that way.
Right.
It's fascinating.
That
utterly
is
fascinating.
Yeah. It's like, I've heard people say, I've read articles that are like, just by smiling, you can improve your mood. So I have actually been incorporating that a lot. And also, there's those like laughing yoga or whatever, where you're like making yourself laugh. And I've been trying to laugh more as well.
Yeah. You see, I had heard that even prior to that. And I had been told as much, like, just smile.
Yeah.
But then it's like this rictus smile. It's like I'm mad and I'm trying to smile, but it's like I'm not thinking about all the rest of my face. Like there's so much there's just so much to your face.
Yeah.
And so much, if not all of it, is completely subconscious. You have no idea that it's happening.
Totally.
So, yeah, I think that's very interesting.
That is.
And it's helped me. So
that is interesting.
Yeah. I wish I could remember their names, but I'm certain it was a pair of psychologists because they'd be sitting there looking at each other and doing these.
I'm sure we could just like Google it, like psychologists that study facial expressions and blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. And all that jazz.
I'm gonna rouge my knee. What do you think of the line, "Thank you for reading"? Granted, we have some context about this and that this kind of feels like it's coming directly from Steve.
Yeah.
Almost like it's addressing us as the You Write Pod group team.
I'm pretty sure that is what he's doing.
Let's say it's a short story.
Uh-huh.
What would you make of a line like that? "Thank you for reading."
Okay, so if I knew that he was not writing directly to us, I would think that in the story, the point of view character is in a group or sitting there in front of his computer typing, or her computer typing, and just thinking to herself, "This is helping me. Thank you for the rest of the group for reading."
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I would think.
I actually really like works that can confidently address the reader like that. I imagine this, like if we were to find this in a longer story or something like that, this would be maybe a letter or something within a larger story. And so coming across things like that kind of break that third wall.
Yeah.
Or fourth wall.
I don't know.
Third wall. I don't know. Some wall.
One of the walls.
Yeah. If you can get past that and it not just break the whole thing down, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
So I would encourage you to not shy away from something like that "thank you for reading."
Yeah.
Especially in the context, like let's say this was a letter to a group, to a writing group or something. I think that could be really cool.
Yeah, totally.
And I love having kind of stories within stories, like nested narratives are really fun. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all have to read The Third Policeman, please.
The Third Policeman?
Please, for the love of God, please. Okay. Yes.
Who's it by?
By Flann O'Brien.
Flann O'Brien. Oh, we've talked about Flann. Yeah, that's right.
Oh
that's
my
right,
God.
That's right.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. That just reminded me of that story nestled within a story.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Yeah, it did definitely make it feel more personal whenever he wrote "Thank you for reading."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly. You're right. It's exactly what it does. It adds a bit of
It was almost like whenever I was reading, it was almost like when I hear somebody be like, "Hey," or like Rachel, like say my name.
Yeah.
It kind of got my attention in that way.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
oh,
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah, for the reader to be directly addressed, it is kind of gratifying.
Yeah.
But it does have to be done properly, but I think that's proper.
Yeah.
That's a proper way to use it. Yeah. And thank you for considering us a safe space to write and vent.
Yes.
That's very encouraging.
Very.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing about this group.
Yeah.
That I love.
Oh. You love us?
We all love us. We just love each other.
That's Rachel's love roar.
It was. It really was.
Yeah. All in all, Steve, to kind of wrap it up, this is a stressful story. I think, in my opinion, mostly because it's very relatable. Like, this stresses me out because it's such relatable content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This too shall pass.
This too, indeed, shall pass.
There will be a light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you, Steve, for sharing with us and opening up to us.
Yes, thank you, Steve. All right, and up next, we have The CEO's Bargain by Walker by Faith.
Hey, Walker.
Hey, Walker.
Hey there.
So we got part 2.
Yep. This is part 2. So we're back into the office where the CEO was cornered by the demon.
Yeah. If I remember right, some sort of furry demon with Medusa snakes and the like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making him furry makes him a little bit likable for me.
Okay.
But anyway, so Okay, this is really interesting because he wakes up and the demon is still there. And he's like, oh, this is actually happening. And then I like how Michael is considering all of his options. He's like, well, I could do this, but no. Or I could, no. Because that just kind of like described it for me. Like whenever I feel trapped and there's no way out, and I literally within like half of a second, I mean, humans do this in general.
Yeah.
But within like half of a second, consider all of the possible options and like eliminate them, you know, and until you settle on, okay, I'm fucked.
Well,
yeah,
I guess this is going to happen. Whatever this turns out to be.
right.
Yeah.
Like, nope, this is what we're doing.
This is fine.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Acceptance.
Yeah, exactly the same feeling that I got out of it. Just that kind of rapid fire in your brain. Like, well, I could try. No. I could. No. Yeah.
No. Well, what about no? Oh, actually, I know why this is so familiar. I do this every morning when my alarm goes off. Trying to think of a way that I can get out of work. Like, well, I could. No, I could. Am I? No. Yeah.
So you have not reached a point where you have resigned to the fact that you're going to go to work today.
No.
Okay.
No.
There's always an escape somewhere.
Yep. I'm every single morning trying to reason my way out of it. As soon as I accept my fate, I haven't, by the way, listeners, it's not that I'm just not having my first job. It's that I have always had jobs which are very strange hours, which are irregular. And I've always had several jobs, and most of them tend to not be very early. Not very early, like 10 o'clock at the earliest.
Yeah.
So suddenly having to be somewhere at 8 o'clock every morning is something I'm still adjusting to.
Yeah. Yeah. It almost would be easier if it was like significantly earlier than that. If you could get off that much earlier. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm just thinking about like the old Starbucks days. We had to be up at the store at like 4 in the morning.
Yes. Okay, but that ruined my life. That destroyed
then I take
me.
it all back.
That devastated me.
Yeah, but then you're off by like noon or 1.
But then I would be so just terrified and shattered from having to get up at 4 that I would just go home and like pass out. And
just
not do anything.
Die.
Yeah. Like it was like a daily death. Like 2 daily deaths.
The spiritual death.
And
Every
the physical
day.
death. Yes, it was horrific.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Oh man, I completely forgot to mention the music aspect to Steve's story, but I'll bring it up here in Walker's. This seems like, okay, what the hell is that music? Are we on some classical noir movie or something? Like what's going on here? So that tells me that this demon is playing this excerpt while they're having this conversation, which is wild.
That's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny.
That he puts background music, the demon.
And that's the background music, yeah.
Just to like freak people out or something.
Yeah. It's such a specific choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, does the demon go around with that like aura of that music, or does the demon have like a speaker and is actually putting that on?
He just carries a Bluetooth speaker with him. Just
yeah. For moments like this.
Yeah. I would prefer to think that he just has a soundtrack that follows him everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is part of the soundtrack, maybe. I don't know.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. But honestly, just not a ton happens here, but we're setting up this sort of Faustian bargain.
Ooh.
It sounds like this deal with the devil.
Oh yeah.
So
that was a really clever phrase you just used.
Faustian bargain.
Yeah.
That's how
good.
It's just another
really
way
smart.
of saying deal with the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very intelligent. I'm impressed.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Good job.
And you're welcome.
Thank you. Nailed it.
Yeah, I'm amazing like that.
Yeah, clearly. Okay. So now let's get into the flesh of this. Okay.
Flesh it out.
Yeah, let's flesh it out. So he wants to take this guy's soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And he's like, you get whatever you want most in life.
This life.
Yeah. I find this to be very ballsy of Michael to take that deal.
Well, yeah. Yeah. But we get the clue that Michael didn't exactly believe in an everlasting soul.
Well, he didn't until he was confronted with the devil.
Right.
At which point, I personally, if I were Michael, would probably change my mind.
Yeah, that would certainly inform my decision.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Who was offering me whatever I wanted and was clearly a supernatural being and said that he wanted exactly my soul. Yeah. I mean, that's ballsy right there.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, to be told like, I'll just take your soul, which you didn't even really believe in anyway.
Right.
And so it's like, well, two problems.
Mm-hmm.
A, how the fuck do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know that I don't really believe in that? And two, so why would you want it if it's not real? So yeah, that would, like I said, certainly inform my decision.
Oh yeah.
To be like, no, thank you.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah. Well, but this demon must have gotten some vibe from Michael that he would be willing to take the deal to have invested so much time into stalking him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like insider information. Maybe there's like a demon Facebook page and they're all gossiping about.
Yeah.
Oh, go check out this Michael guy.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Probably. There might really be a database.
A database, yeah.
Yeah, where they have all the people.
I thought you meant like a dad base. I was like,
dad a base.
Database.
You know what I'm talking about? A database. Database.
We should make that a social media site just for dads and we call it the database.
That is a great idea. That is brilliant. Database. Well, what would they do on there, the dads?
Just dad jokes
all day. All dad jokes.
All dad jokes
and
all day.
Maybe share like tool ideas.
Oh yeah, craftsman
and
projects,
fishing stuff.
Yeah, and then inevitably there will be like pictures, like family pictures and stuff,
because
because they're all saps at heart.
Right, exactly. You really should do that. You just came up with a great idea.
Yeah, TM.
Yeah.
Dad a base.
Don't steal it, guys.
Or the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't steal it.
Okay, but then we want to know, what did he ask for?
Yeah, we're certainly left hanging with the line, that is the most beautifully wicked request I've gotten in centuries.
Yeah, and Walker has admitted that he does not know what that request is yet.
Yeah.
So Walker, you're going to have to really
pressure's on.
Yeah. You're going to have to, there's going to need to be a payoff here.
Yeah.
Like a really big one.
You got to deliver that line.
Oh, you got to deliver because,
beautifully wicked.
That's a high bar.
Yeah.
The most beautifully wicked request in centuries.
Yeah.
We have seen a whole lot of wicked, evil people in the last few centuries.
Yeah.
So this is going to have to be...
But it's beautifully wicked.
Beautifully wicked.
Yeah.
Walker, bro.
Yeah. That's a tough line to walk.
That's a tall order to fill.
That's a tall drink of water.
That's a big old glass of water. And
go on.
Well, no, you're right. Yeah, that.
Okay.
That's a tall order to fill, Walker. I'm going to be impressed. And if you abandon, then I'm going to be unimpressed.
Yeah.
If you're like, no, I think I'm not going to do a sequel on this one.
Just leave it there.
Yeah. I'm going to be
that's the wicked deal is that
right.
All he wanted in life was to write this story with no payoff.
Yeah.
That's beautifully wicked.
That would be a really weird thing to trade your soul for.
Right. Yeah, I think Nick Juice said it really well. He's like, that last line can be really cool and described it as hyperbolic, which it really is.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Juice said, I do feel like the last line has the potential to feel a bit hyperbolic, especially without knowing what it is that he asked for. Mm-hmm. It builds up a lot of expectation that is tricky to match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly. Yes, exactly. And also it has to be something that Michael can't get himself.
Right.
So obviously Walker has done stories about rape fantasies and whatnot.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
we've had some.
And so, but you know what? If Michael really wanted that, he could do that his own self.
Right. Yeah. And plus the title of CEO, we assume that he's
got power, money.
Power, and we'll just call him affluent.
He's got hoes.
To a degree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's already got groupies, so
oh yeah,
he's not gonna ask for that.
Yeah, he's got hoes. So, and even if he wanted to, get on the dark web and find and traffic somebody or something, he could probably do that too.
That's immediately where you run?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I'm just saying, if it is, because we have talked about like a kind of a rapey type of situation in the past. So if he doesn't just want one of his groupies or one of his hoes and he actually wants to like overpower somebody, he could buy somebody. All I'm saying is it's going to have to be severely, severely wicked.
But again, I keep coming back to the adjective beautifully, or the
That's an adverb.
Adverb, yeah. I was like, ly, adverb. The beautifully.
Yeah.
So it could be wicked, but still it could be kind and wicked.
Are we talking wicked like wicked?
Unclear.
Okay. Because
very unclear. Maybe the demon is just straight bro,
Yeah.
Yeah. Wicked.
Yeah. He's a bro.
And then dabs his way out. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, maybe. So I cannot wait. I know we're always like, I want to see the sequel. I want to see the sequel because we really do. But this one, I really want to see what you're going to come up with, Walker.
Yeah. What else you got for Walker?
One more thing, which is,
yeah.
I like it at the end where it's like the demon chuckles, a sound both infectious and alarming. And I really literally sat there subconsciously, not even realize I was doing that, imagining what that would sound like an infectious and alarming chuckle from a demon. And that part I really, really liked. That was like very descriptive, yeah.
Descriptive,
yeah.
Descriptive.
Shooketh.
Done shooketh.
That had done shooketh me.
Done shooketh Rachel.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. It really is a great description because it's these two things that don't go together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're right. That's great.
Yeah.
That really works.
And I dare someone to make an audio recording a infectious and alarming chuckle and give it to us.
They just send back our own laughs.
Oh, that would be so sweet.
Somehow alarming.
Yeah. Like, I could.
Oh no.
I like it, but
I'm scared. I'm scared.
That's like my kitten's purr. It's infectious
but alarming.
Cute, but alarming because I know that it means she is about to get off on mauling me to death. So yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That's it.
It's alarming.
Okay. Well, hey, thanks, Walker.
Thank you, Walker.
All right.
And now we're moving on to our third and final story of the week. But I have a feeling there's going to be more submissions next week. But we have In the Woods Somewhere by Nick to You.
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 By Nick.
By Nick.
You.
You.
Yeah.
You by Nick.
Yeah. I by Nick to you.
Hey, welcome back, Nick to You.
Welcome. We wanted to say something funny and clever, but we couldn't think of it.
So we just said it until it meant nothing.
Right. And here we are, full circle.
In the woods somewhere.
By Nick to You.
By Nick to You.
All right. So
it does sound like nothing now.
Yeah. So I loved this.
I did too.
I loved it. This one transported me. Mm-hmm. It really did. It transported me and it made me remember how much I love reading stories.
Yeah.
And I actually even pulled up the audio for this one freshly and did a fresh listen, imagining this story with the audio. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got so much character and
yes.
Like it's clearly moving somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you. This really worked with the prompt
in
a way that not that the others didn't work with the prompt. This is playing with the prompt in a way that the others were not.
Yeah, because he didn't have an idea about what he was going to write. He just listened to the prompt and let something come to mind.
Which is perfect. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this worked beautifully for that.
Yeah. I just love the description of the creature.
Oh,
I
yeah.
absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And I was literally sitting there. I'm just thinking of this in hindsight because, again, it was all happening without me thinking about it. But I was literally like sitting there reading through the description several times, like trying to build a richer image in my mind, you know? And the thing I love the most about it is its movements, how it seems like lazy and languid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It kind of like waves.
Like sloth, like.
Yes. Yeah. And then it took a languid step away and it says wait, where is
body
this?
creaking. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, finally, almost casually the shape emerged fully. I just saw it. Like it happened in my head when I read that line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the description of the creature itself, because everything up to that point is leading us to think, oh no.
Yeah.
Evil monster in the rain.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's soaking wet and scared and tired and just trying to find shelter. And then you've got this shape that emerges that is too tall, too gaunt to be human, no hair, eyes too wide, mouth too big. I love all of the too big, too sharp, too wide. Like that worked great repeating that.
It did.
Yeah.
My first like indicator that this creature was not like evil was where it says at the very beginning, I sat up right as quick as I could and the glistening figure was still just barely in sight, as frozen as we were. And that just made me think about how it is like that with wild animals, like, or maybe even monsters. I don't know, aliens. They're just as freaked out by us as we are by them.
Yeah.
Like we are the monsters to them.
Or you could say they're more freaked out of us than we are of them. Yeah. 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 Once we get past the description of this creature that emerges, especially once you get to the line, it lazily waved at us. I was like, because in my head, I'm like, what's going to go wrong? And then it just waves. And I was like, in my head, I was just like, that's kind of cute.
Right. Yeah. It was cute.
Yeah. But it's like, you don't know. It's like, well, okay, maybe a wave to this creature means something entirely different. And like the rest of them are going to descend on everybody. Like that was the signal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it was like a tree creature.
Yeah, the very stiff movements.
Almost wooden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of the idea that I was thinking. Like it camouflages itself in the trees.
Yeah. Almost like those stick bugs?
Yeah.
Like one of those, but a really big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a humanoid shape.
Right.
But not proportions.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, the build up and all of the dialogue works very well to set us in your scene here, with them just seeking out a tree with some actual leaves to shelter them from this rain that just is getting heavier and heavier. Like everything's just building. To borrow Steve's word from his story, it does feel like a crescendo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that really mirrors what's happening in the prompt as well. Everything's just building and building to this moment, and then it's just done.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I did wonder about the pink nails. I was like, okay, pink like polish or like did it paint its nails or?
I had two ways I could read that. One was nail polish was the first way that I read it, and I was like, right on. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Right. Sophisticated tree creature.
Yes.
The other one was like, maybe it's like a fleshy color.
Yeah.
Where the rest of it is not.
Right. So maybe it's flesh under its
fingernails. We're both sitting here looking at our fingernails.
Maybe the flesh under its fingernails is really healthy.
Maybe.
And got a very pink hue.
Yeah, it's a very healthy tree creature.
Yeah.
Rachel proceeds to bite her nail.
Oh, that's cute.
Yes.
I like that one.
Oh, I really liked the line, my heart felt like it was as loud as the rain, because we've spent so much time describing the rain and it's just coming down and how loud it is. And then to compare their heartbeat to what we've already established the rain sounds like, I thought that worked really well. And just it really serves to ramp everything up just that much further.
Right.
I really liked that. Yeah, and it really pays off at the line. I felt a chill run down my spine. It wasn't impossible that there was an animal stupid enough to be out here with us. That I think is where the tension. I don't know, that really worked to ramp up the tension for me. So I can't tell you exactly what it is about that line, but I think a lot of this is just the pacing. The pacing feels very, very clean to serve the purpose of ramping up this tension this way.
Yeah.
So,
and there's something in here, I forgot what it was. There was some part that made me feel like they have already had some bad experiences with trees or creatures or something. And I do also wonder about the relationship between Tom and Sheila. Like, is Sheila like, what are they to each other? Because Tom feels the need to protect her and take care of her, you know?
Yeah.
So I kind of wonder.
Yeah, and there was a line near the top. There it is. Sheila didn't say anything. I know she was looking for something to contribute, but it was becoming tiresome. She had no notion of what to do in the woods. So that goes a long way towards characterizing Sheila and kind of the line, she was looking for something to contribute, but it was becoming tiresome. I don't know what it is about that line. I can't tell if I'm just like reading it wrong. Because she didn't say anything, and to describe it was becoming tiresome feels incongruous in a way.
You know how I read it though? I was like interested when we were just describing that, because the way I read it was that her silence was becoming tiresome.
Oh.
She was sitting there just like scanning her brain trying to think of something to say, but couldn't think of anything, so she was just like not saying anything. That's how I read it.
The but though.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
I'm going there. I know she. Well, that still makes me think that, because it's like, I know she is being silent because she's trying to figure out something helpful to say. I know that she's trying to.
Okay, yeah, I follow you.
Yeah, she's trying. She's not trying to be annoying, but it is kind of annoying. That's how I read it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe including her silence was becoming tiresome, rather than just the it. Rather than but her silence was becoming tiresome. If that was the case, I couldn't quite wrap my head around how to read that statement. That being said, I really like the inclusion of that paragraph, because that's some really good characterization of both of our characters.
Yeah.
The perception of our point of view character towards Sheila and of Sheila herself.
Yeah.
It's very efficient.
Yes. There's one point I would like to make, one grammatical point, which I just like kind of got stuck on for a while, just desperately wanting to will this verb tense to change. But obviously I couldn't. And that is towards the beginning, right above the paragraph we were just talking about, where it's like, I sighed. We don't have any sense of direction in this rain and fog. We'll get turned around and just wander in circles anyways. And when we tried to follow our own tracks, we both saw that the rain washed them away. That should be had washed. Because, and I mean, it just sounds so much better, and it makes so much more sense. I mean, it makes sense, but grammatically, it's just gives such a clearer picture. The rain had washed them away. Because whenever you just use the past tense, it could be mistaken to be like, when we tried to follow our own tracks, at that moment, we saw the rain washing them away.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, no. What you're trying to say, I think, is that the rain washed them away before you tried to follow your tracks.
Yeah. And actually, I was thinking, because of we both saw that the rain washed them away, I thought that the incorrect verb was, and when we tried. I thought it should have been, and when we tried to follow our own tracks.
Oh, yeah. See? So, okay, I'm glad it wasn't just me being a grammar Nazi, but that can be confusing. Because if you say if you do change the verb try, and when we try to follow our own tracks, well, then you have to change everything.
Half doesn't make sense. Yeah. So it was a little confusing. I understood. Yeah. Like, it just wasn't clean, I guess.
Yeah, it wasn't clean. I understood it. It just bothered me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a very subtle thing.
It is, but it's good to throw in a good past perfect from time to time.
I like we both saw the rain washing them away. I think that's probably my favorite.
The
favorite way to do that.
But if you saw the rain washing them away, then you would also see the tracks, the first part of them. You know,
Had washed. Yeah, you're right. Had washed.
Because that means that it happened before you tried to follow the tracks.
Yeah.
Past perfect.
Past perfect.
Or pluperfect, if you're into that kind of thing.
Plu. Sounds like flu.
Plu. It reminds me of Pluto.
Pluto?
No, actually, it reminds me of Bluto.
That's a sound.
Remember Bluto?
Bluto?
Yeah.
No.
Wasn't that his name?
From what, Blue's Clues?
No.
I don't know.
Wait, just
because Pluto the dog was a cartoon.
Do you want to do one more guess?
Bluto?
Yeah, Bluto.
Bluto?
Bluto.
Like a blue phalange?
No, like Pluto with a B.
Bluto.
I'm right, though. That is his
I have
name.
no idea.
It's the bad guy in Popeye.
Oh.
Popeye, Salon man, toot toot.
The one who eats spinach?
No, Popeye is the one who eats spinach. Bluto is the one who does gross stuff, like cuts his nails with his pocket knife and stuff. Ooh.
Oh.
Ew.
I never watched really any Popeye, so.
He's this guy right here.
Can't speak. Oh.
Yeah.
Bluto was jacked.
Yeah. He's a strapping gent. Although I don't know that you would call him a gent.
Every morning he eats 5 dozen eggs.
Exactly.
Every morning to help him get large.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Large.
Yeah.
Bluto is more of a ruffian. He's not a gentleman.
Mm-hmm. A ruffian sailor.
Yeah. And he's got a neck the size of a tree trunk.
Good for him.
Bluto. Yeah,
or not.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe that's not healthy. I don't know.
I think it is. I think it's a sign of being jacked. Look right here. He's even trying to show everybody his neck.
Oh, and it's a long neck.
Oh, yeah.
And his head is tiny.
That's because he's dumb.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wait, excellent entry, Nick, to you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for In the Woods Somewhere.
Yes. That was a very, very satisfying read.
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
As Rachel mentioned, it really does transport the reader. It's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good at that.
That was great.
Well, that's all of our stories for this week.
That's all we got. That's okay, though.
Well, hey, shout outs to Steve Livingroom for being selected here today, as well as Walker by Faith and Nick to you.
Thank y'all.
Another shout out to the Prismatics 19 for
the interview.
We'll all have our fingers and toes crossed for you.
Yep.
Best of luck.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yes.
That's kind of one of my dream jobs.
That sounds so cool.
Oh, I know. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck. Okay, so that moves us into episode 24.
24.
It's half of 48.
It is.
It's double 12.
It's the number of, it's also 4 times 6.
It is.
But it's also the number of hours that there are in a day.
Correct.
According to some calendars.
Yes. Yeah, and it's the average amount of hours in a day.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they say.
Yeah. Okay, so for episode 24, would you like to tell our listeners what our prompt is?
I would. I'm so excited about this one. Our prompt for this episode is satire.
Satire!
Satire!
It's going to be amazing.
Oh, I'm so excited. Satire is my favorite literary form.
I think the first thing that you ever submitted to Do the Right Thing was for their satire week.
Really?
I think so.
Okay, probably.
Yeah. It's so much fun.
It is so fun. Satire, OMG, just rocks my world. So who's your favorite satirist?
Douglas Adams. The man just gets me. He gets to my funny bone. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is...
Hell yeah.
Oh, it slaps, bro. It's so good. I'm also very partial to Neil Gaiman and shit, why can't I think of anybody? Terry Pratchett. God.
I knew you were going to say that. It's really weird because you said Neil Gaiman and this vision of this turtle popped into my head.
Okay. I'm not sure what to do with that, but that's cool.
It's a Terry Pratchett book.
The turtle?
No, it's like the world is resting on the back of a turtle.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that from Buddhism?
Probably.
Yeah.
But all I know is that it's on the cover of a Terry Pratchett book.
Okay. But yeah, Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett wrote Good Omens, which remains one of my absolute favorite satires.
How did I know that you were going to say Terry Pratchett? How did a image of a turtle pop in my head when you said Neil Gaiman? How did that happen? Am I?
Good Omens is a famously co-authored book by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett.
But I don't remember that.
But you... I don't know what to say.
I'm trying to get you to say that I'm a genius or psychic.
Oh, you are a genius psychic.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so my favorite satirist. Well, I'm going to mention two. First of all, Flann O'Brien.
Flann O'Brien, there he is.
Just
shut
get ready.
Up.
Shut up.
So good.
Shut up. I recommend reading that book on the toilet.
Okay.
Or standing in front of the toilet, whatever you like to do, because it will make you pee. You will be laughing so hard. Yes.
All right.
Or I don't know what you do when you laugh hard, but for me, it's I just pee.
Gross.
Not really. I do pee in roller derby sometimes whenever I get hit really hard.
Oh, that sounds fair.
Yeah, it's gross.
Not necessarily appropriate. But...
No, it's not. It's very inappropriate. But anyway, okay, so Terry Pratchett, Flann O'Brien, and Juvenile. That's not the rapper. Juvenile with an A, Juvenal.
Juvenal.
Sure. He's an ancient Roman satirist.
I got there from the mononym.
Yeah. And he is the reason I even got into satire. I remember I had been trudging through all of this bullshit, like the Republic and
Ulysses.
Yes. And because I was doing Greek and Latin. So, and then I'm suddenly assigned to read Juvenal in Latin. One thing is that my Latin is hella better than my Greek. So that did make it easier going. But also I was reading it and I was just basically just like cringing and waiting to be tortured.
Mm-hmm. And
I was like, wait, this shit is funny. Like, this is really funny. And I just started laughing. It is so inappropriate. Like, he is a bitch, but hilarious.
Okay.
So funny. Highly recommend.
He is a bitch.
He is a bitch. But just like the way that he's just like making commentary on society and how fucked up they are. It was ancient Rome. It was a fucked up place.
Oh yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
Yeah. It is. Oh, it's so good. And my favorite one is called Satire 6 by Juvenal.
Satire 6. Does that follow Satire 5?
I don't know. I don't remember Satire 5.
I guess I'm asking, is it like a series of satires that he couldn't be bothered to title?
Oh, yeah, no, yes. Yes.
Okay.
And there's a book that's just satires.
Yeah.
It's just called Satires, but it's some good shit, bro.
I don't know why I really appreciate that about like, especially in music, like classical and Baroque composers. It's like they don't even bother to title their work. It's like, this is Concerto number 2 for piano, whatever.
Yeah, they just let it speak for itself.
Yeah.
They're just like, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't need a title.
Yeah.
Just I could like really respect the shit out of that. They're like, you know what? You're going to listen to it anyways. Doesn't matter what I call it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I do like that. It is so oh my God. Can I just read?
Can you give us a quick excerpt?
An excerpt? I would love to. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. Y'all might not think this is funny, but even if you don't, you're going to understand if you keep reading. Okay. All right. So, this is satire 6, which is called Don't Marry. And, this is verses 1-24 called Chastity Has Vanished.
All right.
I believe that chastity lingered on earth in Saturn's reign. And wait, pause. I just like to say that I've never read this in English. I've only read it in Latin. So I don't know how if the funniness totally translates, but I'm sure it does. Just not it. There's definitely a sharper tongue to it when you read it in Latin.
Okay.
Okay. I believe that chastity lingered on earth in Saturn's reign and long endured throughout that age when a chilly cave offered a modest home, enclosed a fire, gods of the hearth, and the master and herd as well in its communal gloom. When a wife from the hills made up a woodland bed with leaves and straw and the pelts of wild beasts, her neighbors. She wasn't you, Cynthia, nor you, Lesbia. Your bright eyes dimmed at the death of your sparrow. She offered her breasts for her mighty infants to drain. The funniest part about that is mighty infants.
Yeah.
And was often, okay, here we go. She offered her breasts for her mighty infants to drain, and was often hairier than her acorn-belching husband. You see, when the world was new, the heavens young, people lived differently, lacking parents as they did, born instead from cleft oak trees or shaped from mud. And perhaps some traces or other of chastity survived under Jupiter too, though long before Jupiter had grown a beard, and the Greeks began to swear by other names, when no man feared his apples or greens would be stolen, and folk lived with their orchards and gardens unwalled. Are y'all finding this as hilarious as I am?
I mean, there's some hidden gems in there. Yeah, you kind of have to dig for them, but
yeah.
No, that's good. I especially love mighty infants.
Infants drain her breasts.
That makes me think of like, behold, Gregor, my largest son.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So basically, what he's saying right there is that his wife is not hot. And she's not hot like Cynthia and Lesbia.
Well, with a name like Lesbia.
Right.
I mean, shit.
Yeah, pretty sure that wasn't a thing back then, but...
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. He's like, they're not... The wives these days aren't good. They're not good.
They're all just awful.
Yeah, they're really disgusting.
Really hard on the eyes.
Right, exactly. And there's just a lot of hilarity. He is very misogynistic, I'm not gonna lie. Mm-hmm. But I just get a really big kick out of it.
Well, right on.
Yeah.
So the words for our satire prompt are, you ready?
Ready.
Okay. Temptation, harvest, memorandum, power, and applaud. You got us a definition for temptation?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Are you going to tempt us?
Yes.
With a definition?
I'm gonna tempt you with a definition of temptation. So temptation is either a noun or an adjective.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's temptation time.
Whatever.
Well, I'm just saying I could say that and it would be grammatically correct.
Okay.
Okay. So
every time you say it's also an adjective, I'm like, okay.
Well,
okay.
It's the nominal adjectives that we have in English.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So anyway, temptation is, I'm not even trying to say anything about the etymology. All I know is that it's from Latin.
Okay.
But it is something that tries to get you to do something that you would not otherwise do.
Right. Yeah.
Or something that you have decided not to do.
Yeah. Usually it implies something you don't necessarily want to do.
Right. Something
for whatever reason. Yeah.
Something that you want to not do.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you succumb to temptation and therefore you do this thing you don't want to do.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really it.
That's it. Like, I just succumbed to a temptation in your kitchen when I had already had my my ration of quesadilla. And and I just walked by and I saw these chips, sitting there, these tortilla chips, and it said exquisitely crunchy or something. They're called milagro, which is like a miracle. And I just totally went on a feeding frenzy over the pan of chicken with the chips.
Yeah. Oh man, and when Rachel's on a chip feeding frenzy, just like step away.
Give me a wide fucking berth.
Yeah, because you will get crumbs in your eye.
Yeah. Because I will get my chips.
Yes, she will.
I will get my
she
trips.
Eats them like a savage.
I do. I don't know why. I lose control.
It's fine. Yeah. It's fine.
That happens.
How about harvest?
Harvest. So, harvest is a noun and an adjective.
Why do I feel like we've had this word already?
Do too.
We did. Episode 19 had harvest on it.
Because I was not about to give like as good of a definition of
randomwordgenerator.com.
Mm-hmm.
Damn you.
Dadgum you, random my ass. No, that is pretty random actually.
Yeah.
That just proves that it's random.
Yeah, but okay. Because I had it generate like 2 sets of words, and each of those 2, like before this one, had a word that we'd already used. And I didn't recognize that we had harvest already, so that's on me, guys.
Yeah, God. So do we still have harvest, or are you going to put another one? Or
we'll run with harvest, and we'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe it works.
Harvest is the thing that you do when you gather crops. I mean, harvest is the gathering of crops, or
the gathered crops.
Or the crops that are ready to be gathered.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a noun and a verb and an adjective.
Yes, it is. How about memorandum?
This is definitely Latin. Memorandum. The plural of memorandum is memoranda. With an A at the end. Memorandum. It's like a note to remember something.
Yeah. Often abbreviated to memo.
Memo. Yes. Yeah. The memo. It's a reminder. It's a, hey, this is happening.
Yeah.
Know this.
Yeah. Brief note or brief message. Yeah. And it's usually very informal. I say informal. I actually don't know. If memos, would you consider there's a memo line on a check.
Yeah.
So that's in reference to what it is for.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're showing your age right now. That's okay.
How about power?
Power. Oh, I thought you said powder.
Oh, power.
Oh.
Power.
So power is
I believe in you.
Thank you.
In the case of this one, just like pick your favorite version of it, I guess.
Okay. Power is a noun, verb, or adjective. So you can have a power tool, which is an adjective. Yeah. Power through, verb. I have a lot of power, noun. It's I don't know, what's a synonym for power?
Depends on its usage. You could say energy is a synonym for power in one context. Another would be clout in another context.
Ooh, clout, fuck yeah.
Electric in another context.
Strength.
Yeah. Because power could refer to like watts of energy.
Yes.
Like there's a lot of power.
Yes. If you power through something, you're like being persevering. To persevere. Yeah.
If you are a person in a position of power, you could say that you have influence. If there's just a lot of ways to use power. Pretty versatile word, actually. You can use it in a lot of different contexts to mean a lot of different things.
I would like to see some creative uses of power.
Last is applaud.
Applaud. This is a verb. Yeah, it's just a verb. And it is to clap.
Bravo.
Bravissimo.
Yes, we applaud ourselves.
Yes, we do. Hell yes, we do.
And that's it.
That's it.
It's to clap generally at the end of a performance is common time to applaud.
Yes.
Or you could say, I applaud your efforts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a way of doing this same thing without actually clapping.
Yeah. It's like I tip my hat.
Yeah.
I respect.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it is generally a sign of respect and appreciation or admiration. Not admiration.
It's a bestowing of merit.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll buy that.
Mm-hmm. It's like sticking a gold star on somebody's face. Good. You good.
That sounds kind of demeaning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just stick a sticker on my face. But yeah.
I was actually thinking of this like parable about these wooden people.
An actual story?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a really good one.
What is it?
I forgot what it's called, but it's like kind of I believe that it is kind of faith-based. There's a carpenter who makes wooden people. And if they all have they're all issued like a whole bunch of like sticky stars and sticky black dots. And if you do something good, then they'll stick a star on you. But if you do something bad, like not like evil, but like, let's say you can't jump high. There's a jumping contest.
You do something poorly.
Yeah. Then they stick a black dot on you.
Oh.
Yeah. And so if you're like messed up in some way, then you're just covered in black dots.
Oh.
Yeah. But then this one that was covered in black dots and feeling really, really bad about himself because he didn't have any stars and nobody liked him. He went to chat with the carpenter and the carpenter was like, what they think doesn't matter. And all of the dots fell away.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah. It's a good one. I forgot what it's called though.
Well, the words again: temptation, harvest, memorandum, power, and applaud. Mm-hmm. If you want to be like these wonderful writers and submit your story to You Write, head on over to our subreddit at reddit.com/r/YouWritePod.
If you don't have the potency to submit a story this week, that's fine. I'm trying to throw in one of our words.
Potency.
You can help out by reading and commenting on other people's stories.
Each time you submit a submission or leave a submission on someone else's submission, you increase your chances of having your submission read on our submission.
That's right. And you can also submit something to us or submit something from us at yourightpod@gmail.com.
Wait a minute. Before we move on, can you submit something from someone? Is that possible? Is that grammatically correct?
Well,
please tell me yes.
Let's say you hand me your homework assignment because you're not going to be in class and I submitted it from you.
For me.
But I got it from you.
But you don't submit it.
to submit this assignment from Matt.
For Matt?
But can you imagine saying that? I'm going to submit this assignment from Matt. This assignment from Matt.
From Matt.
Yeah. Oh, I need to submit this assignment from Matt.
See, it just sounds like you're saying for instead of from.
No, I'm saying from.
From. Well, hey, if you like our show and want to help support us, maybe buy us a coffee over at Patreon at patreon.com/YouWrite.
That's right. If you can't afford a couple of cups of coffee,
which fine. I totally get. It's like it's like $37 a cup these days.
It's rough out there.
It's rough out there.
That's fine. You can help us by sharing the podcast with other writers and also with other non-writers.
And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our submission so you know as soon as new submissions are available.
Right. Also, be sure to submit a rating and a additional submission in your submission catcher of choice.
We will be reading one review on each episode. So
every single one of them.
Every single episode we're going to read a review. We're just going to start going back through the 3 reviews that we have.
We should cycle through.
Yeah, and just ad nauseum. Just keep repeating the same 3.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, get creative with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And remember, submit something to us next week or before next week on You Submit.
A submission where you submit. I hate that. That sounds horrible. That sounds awful.
That sounded rapey, actually.
It really did.
Wow.
Cutting that.
How could you?
A submission where you write.
Okay.
That's so much better.
Okay.
A submission where you submit. Submit.